Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill for Sports Choice Plus. I'll bring you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering, can Josh McDaniels get the Raiders right? Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates each and every time we have breakdowns of Sports Choice Plus. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at Josh McDaniels, we all know his history. We all know how he was the head coach of the Denver Broncos for a little bit. We also know that he started 6-0 with that Denver Broncos team, and then everything fell apart from there. Having drafted Tim Tebow and rest in peace to Demaryius Thomas, he did some amazing things as far as pieces, as far as drafting, but as far as coaching, as far as handling relationships with players, as far as doing the little things, he did not get it right. Yes, he knew a little bit about football when he left New England the first time, but you got to think, is how much of this coaching tree that we see from Bill Belichick has actually produced good fruit. You're looking at players like Eric Mangini, Charlie Weiss, Romeo Cornell, Brian Flores, Bill O'Brien. You know, the list goes on. You have a number of guys that have gone. What's the guy? Matt Patricia in Detroit. Like, it's a number of guys that have left the Belichick coaching tree, but a limited amount of them have had success. I think the most successful one to this day is Brian Flores and what he did with Miami. But you got to really condense everything and ask yourself, this is the same guy that got a job from the Colts to be the head coach, but then quit via fax, same day. You got to think, is this the Josh McDaniels that is a good people person? Is this the same person that got into it with Brandon Marshall? You know, you have to have a good relationship with your players. If you're a head coach, you have to be a mediator, a counselor, someone they can talk to, someone they can confide in, because it's the head coaching spot. You're not a coordinator anymore. While Josh McDaniels may be a great coordinator, you got to ask yourself, Derek Carr has already been through stuff where John Gruden didn't want him, where John Gruden openly, publicly said, oh, I want him, but then was trying to trade him privately to everybody who would take him. You got to think, he's been through so much as the quarterback, losing, having a little bit of success last year and then making the playoffs. He's been through a roller coaster of season of them losing their best wide receiver, them then having to pivot and make the playoffs. It's just been a number of things that goes on. So as the next coach in, you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do to build this team up? You know, and, you know, while I'm on the fence about it, I don't believe Josh McDaniels is the right coach for this. I don't feel like he's going to get the Las Vegas Raiders back to where they need to be. But at the same time, you got to think, Belichick's coaching tree is just soured with fruit that's not good. From the things I've seen from these coaches, Brian Flores is the only one that really says, all right, cool, this is something we can work with. But Josh McDaniels, I don't believe he's changed. I believe he's saying the right things, but I don't believe he's the right head coach for this team. I felt that Brian Flores could have been a better pick. I felt like they could have gone after Jim Harbaugh. I felt like it was a number of guys who could have taken this job by the horns, and they need somebody that's going to be that leader, that rah-rah motivator that's going to get these guys in it. Because I feel like you have talent in Las Vegas with the Raiders. But when it comes down to it, you have to have a guy that they believe in, that they can follow, and they can lead into a successful season. So I'm picking Josh McDaniels to fail. I don't think he's going to do well in this. And you think, he was just in Denver a couple years ago. It wasn't too long ago that he was a Denver Broncos head coach. So the Raiders should have seen all of that from when they were in Oakland. So what do you guys think? Do you think Josh McDaniels is going to be a good head coach in Las Vegas, or do you think he's going to be a bad head coach? Put it in the comment section. Tell me what you think about the Raiders season next season and their player and their rosters. And as always, we thank you so very much. Please check out all the content on Sports Choice Plus on the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.